right, welcome to video 3 of lesson 14. And as you can see here, we have another word problem. Miss Baker needs to order 546 pencils. If each pack has 72 pencils, what is the fewest number of packs Miss Baker should order? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is draw a tape diagram so that we have a good idea of what it's going to look like, what our problem is here. See what happens every time I click on that? It makes it smaller. I don't like that. We'll use these tools then. Okay, so here's our pencil. Let's get blue. Oh, right. She needs to order 546 pencils. So our tape diagram is going to represent 546, right? And each pack has 72 pencils. So I know that there's a pack and it has 72 pencils. And what I don't know is how many packs she needs to order. Fewest, that means what's the least number of packs that she needs to order to guarantee she gets 546 pencils. Okay, and then our question is how many packs, right? What is our number of packs of pencils? Okay, really good. So when we divide, we always start with our estimate, right? And we have 546 and 72. So we're thinking about the sevens in the multiplication, right? 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 7 is 49. So let's start with 8, right? 56, right? Whoops. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right. 560 divided by 70, that would be 8, right? Because 56 divided by 7 is 8, and we're not going to worry about those zeros. So that means when we do our division, we're going to write the real number, 546, divided by the real number, 72, and our estimate is 8, right? Now we're using our estimate in the real problem because that's what we're just using to break into it, right? We need something here. We can't just, come up with a number out of the blue, right? So this is an estimate to help us come up with it. Now we need to do 8 times 72. All right, so 72 times 8, 8 times 2, 16, 7 times 8, like we've been saying, 56, plus 1 is 57. I'm not even going to write it here, am I? Why not? Why am I not even going to write it there? It's too big, right? It's too big. I overestimated. So let's see if it'll let me erase this time. I wonder why it doesn't want me to erase. That's okay. We'll just cross it out. And what number are we going to try? Well, if 72 times 8 is too big, then it's going to have to be, it erased, 72 times 7, right? So what is 72 times 7? 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 7 is 49, plus 1 is 50, 504. All right, so as close as you can get without going over, right? You don't want to go over. So we divided, then we multiplied, and then we subtract. 6 minus 4 is 2. 4 minus 0 is 4. Now, as long as your number here is smaller than your divisor, you're okay, right? So let's think about what this means. Our answer is 7, right? So she needs 72, right? She needs 7 of these. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, is that going to give her 546 pencils? 77 packs of 72. Think about that. It's going to only give her 504 because there's 42 pencils left over. But remember, she needs that 546 pencils. One pencil for every kid in the school or something like that, right? So what are we going to do with this 42 left over? We have to order another whole pack of pencils, right? So sometimes we have to interpret our remainder and we need to think about what that really means. So we need to get a whole another pack of pencils. So what's the fewest number of packs she can order? Miss Baker needs to order 8 packs of pencils. All right, do you understand that? We are saying because there's 42 left over, it's not left over, right? It's 42 that we still need. So that's why when we do word problems, we need to be really careful and make sure that we're understanding what our remainder means. Okay, make sure this is written down on page 121. If not, you better pause me, write it down right now, because I will be checking. Okay, awesome job. Let's go on to the next one, which is on page 122. Riley has 457 centimeters of ribbon. Whoa. Each costume he makes needs 55 centimeters of ribbon. How many costumes can Riley make? All right, so we're going to start with a tape diagram. And here's all of that ribbon that Riley has. 457 centimeters. And each costume that he makes needs 55 centimeters, right? But what we don't know is how many costumes can he make, right? The number of costumes. That should be important because he's using this ribbon to make costumes. It must be like putting ribbon on the side of the costumes, hanging down from the costume. I'm not sure. But our division problem is 457 divided by 55. Now, how do we get started? We get started with an estimate, right? So starting with our estimate, 457 and 55. So I'm thinking about the 5 times tables, right? I'm thinking about the 5 times tables. Oh, 5 times 9 is 45, right? So 450 divided by 5 will be 9, right? Okay, so 450 divided by 5 equals 9. Or I could think about making this into a 6, 60, right? And then I might want to think about 480 because 6 times 8 is 408, right? 6 times 8 is 48. Sorry, this should be a 50. There we go. Okay, do you see that? Sorry, it's kind of messy. Let me just circle it for you in another color. Okay, 450 divided by 50 is 9, or 480 divided by 60 is 8, right? Okay, and like I said, it's kind of up to you because here I'm rounding down and rounding down. Here I'm rounding up and rounding up. So it's not going to be perfect. It is an estimate. I think I'm going to go with the 8. Let's just try 8. So what is 55 times 8? 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 4. 440. Okay. That's less than 457. I think that's going to work. Okay. And that leaves a remainder of 17. Now, the question is, how many costumes can he make with the 457 centimeters of ribbon? So that means I can make 8, right, costumes, and you put the 55 in each one, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't need to put them all in there, but I know I need 8. What does this 17 mean now? I started with this many centimeters, so I have 17 centimeters left over. Maybe can use it on a different project, right? Okay, so Riley can make 8 costumes. Okay, make sure you always write words to go with the word problem. Okay, now let's see. I have a couple of things we need to think about. Underestimating, overestimating. We sometimes are just going to change it by 1. So 9 or 8, right? We're not going to be making any big changes. Oh, I knew what I wanted to show you. Check this out. This is kind of interesting. So here we have 2 quotients, right? So they're called partial quotients, which hopefully you know means part quotients, right? So if we were doing 7 and we thought 7 was the answer, right? Then 7 times 55 is 385, and that leaves 72 left over. So then we say, oh, it was this number's too big. I can get one more costume made. So I just put the 1 there, multiply the 55 again, and subtract, and I still have the 17. You should be recognizing that from what you wrote down on page 122. So you can see that I have, oops, sorry. Yeah, recognize that. Sorry, I was trying to bring up my pen. Maybe I have to clear. All right. So you can see that my 1 and my 7 together make 8. And I took it apart in 2 different pieces. Okay. Now, if you're just trying to understand long division and this is a little too much for you, that's okay. But some of you will be able to see that I took out 7 55s, and then I'm going to take out 1 more 55 here. Okay, kind of like taking it away in chunks. So my answer is still 8. I just did a slightly different process. Okay, I just wanted to show that to you. And that's it for video 3, lesson 14. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Aloha.